Since you enjoy talking so much with that girl, then why did you marry me?
At Rai's words, Saifan didn't respond. Instead, he buttoned his shirt and stood in front of the mirror, spraying perfume on himself. With teary eyes, Rai kept staring at his handsome reflection in the mirror. It had been 3 months since their marriage, an arranged one. Rai has her parents and a younger brother. On the other hand, Saifan lives with his mother and 2 siblings. It was Saifan's mother who chose Rai as her son's bride. Since the wedding, Saifan barely talked to Rai unless necessary. No matter how much Rai chatted, his replies stayed limited to, yeah, or okay. Lately, Rai noticed something strange. Saifan would come home, eat, and then talk on the phone till 2 or 3 a.m. At first, Rai ignored it, but now it started to bother her. What could he possibly talk about with a girl for so long at night? 2 days ago, she confirmed it. It was indeed a girl. Standing quietly beside him on the balcony, she had heard a soft, feminine voice from the other side. Unable to hold back anymore, she asked him the next morning, "Are you having an affair?" In his deep voice, Saifan replied, "Where do you even get these nonsense ideas? Don't you have your finals coming up? Why don't you study?" Avoiding the topic, he left for the office. Last night was no different. He talked on the phone again. This time, Rai's anger flared like a hot pan. He barely spoke to her, yet spent hours talking to another girl. So today, before he left for work, she confronted him again, but he gave no answer. As Saifan grabbed his bag and walked out, Rai shouted from behind, "I'll go to my parents' house. I won't come back." Saifan turned around. Her face was red with anger, eyes filled with tears. He calmly said, "Okay." Watching him leave, Rai cried in frustration. Then she packed her clothes and left. On the way, Saifan's mother stopped her. "What happened to you? Where are you going?" Sniffling, Rai replied, "Your son is not a good man. He talks to another girl all night. I won't stay with him anymore. Goodbye." Saifan's mother stood there, shocked. That night, Saifan returned home, freshened up, and sat at the dining table. Seeing Rai absent, he quietly asked, "Where is she?" "She went to her parents' house," his mother replied. Saifan said nothing and continued eating. Later, his mother asked, "I heard you talk to a girl at night?" Saifan sighed and walked into his room without answering. That night, he couldn't sleep. The next day, Saifan went to Rai's house, only to find it locked. The guard told him, "They went to the village." Disappointed, he left. Nearly 20 days later, Rai returned from the village. Her grandfather had been ill, so the whole family had gone there. That night, after returning from the market, Rai lay on her bed, staring at the moon through the window. She missed him, more than she expected. She had kept her phone turned off all these days. She knew he would never call her. Still, couldn't he at least try through his mother's phone? "Idiot," she murmured before falling asleep. "Hey, wake up." Rai opened her eyes to see her brother Araf. "What is it?" "Your husband is downstairs. He wants you." Rai checked the clock. 2 a.m. Looking out the window, she saw Saifan standing beside his white car, staring up at her window. She hurried downstairs. Standing in front of him, she noticed his hair was messy, eyes tired, face filled with something heavy. She asked coldly, "What are you doing here at this hour?" "Get in the car." "Why?" "We're going home." "I won't go." "Then when will you go?" "I'm not going back at all." "Why the rush to take me now? You already have someone to talk to all night." Before she could finish, Saifan stepped forward and grabbed her chin firmly. "How many times I called you? Do you even know? Why was your phone off? Check it first, stupid." Rai blinked in confusion. How many times? Saifan stared at her. She lowered her head in embarrassment. Softening, he cupped her face and said, "It doesn't feel right seeing one side of the bed empty. I can't sleep without your chatter. I miss your sulking face. I feel restless not seeing you in the room. Even in my sleep, I miss feeling you beside me. My life doesn't work without you anymore." Rai looked at him, stunned. "So, I've become your habit." Pouting, she said, "But you don't love me." Holding her chin playfully, he replied, "In just a few days, you've taken over me like this. How long do you think it'll take to fall in love?" Rai smiled shyly. "Come on, let's go home," he said. "Tomorrow morning. All my clothes are here." "All your clothes?" "I packed everything and brought them here." Saifan sighed. "Wear Mom's sari. I'll bring your things tomorrow. I don't want to start the first fast of Ramadan without you." As he pulled her along, Rai stopped again. "Tell me, who is that girl you talk to at night?" Saifan replied firmly, "That girl is your sister-in-law, idiot." "What? The sister who didn't attend our wedding?" He nodded. "She has a boyfriend. Mom doesn't approve. I was helping her. That's why we talked privately." Rai pouted. "You could have just told me." "Did you ever ask properly? You just jumped to conclusions." Embarrassed, Rai walked beside him. Then suddenly, "I'm not going home yet." "Then where?" "Since Ramadan starts tomorrow, let's go out tonight. Take me to Old Dhaka. I want fuchka, jalapi, and tea." "I have office tomorrow. I need sleep." "Why couldn't you sleep?" "Because of you." Rai smiled. "You troubled me so much. Now you have to take me out." "I troubled you? I'll show you what trouble really means when we get home." Blushing, Rai sat in the car. Saifan had no choice but to drive toward Old Dhaka. The empty roads stretched ahead. Cool night air blew through the window, playing with Rai's hair. Suddenly, she felt his hand holding hers. He gently kissed the back of her hand. Smiling shyly, Rai rested her head by the window and looked at the full moon glowing in the sky. Tonight, the moon felt especially beautiful, just like a perfect full moon night. Softly, she hummed. That night, the night was a full moon, and the air was filled with spring. "Tea,"